Here. Oh, that's this. All right. Are you recording, Tullo?
Yeah, I did it.
Recording in progress.
Yo, Newman said hit record. Go.
It's a work. The Sasha and
Malia?
Naomi thing is a work. Sasha and Malia Obama are a work. No, it's a work. It's 100% a work. The Cody, what's his name? Corey Graves just referenced it in the match with Asuka and Becky. Again, in a world where everything that they do is supposed to be secret, anything that they choose to release to the public as far as being information has to be met with scrutiny. This is a work.
Okay. As we started recording this, this is Comedians Wrestling Podcast, by the way, and the Comedians of Podcast. We are the Comedians Wrestling Podcast and the Comedians of Podcast.
It's a better title.
Welcome. As we started recording, it looks like Bleacher Report is the first that posted this. That's where I seem to see it. Is that Naomi and Sasha walked into Laurinaitis' office. Which, by the way, that's how you know something's a work anyway when there's an office, because they're just in a random arena. You know what I mean? They stormed into an office in a random arena.
Yeah, into the room that they put a sign that says John Laurinaitis' office on.
They flew out to Raw. They flew out to Raw to walk out, you know? They flew all the way there to check it, you know? Anyway, yeah, this is likely a work. Also, if Corey Graves mentioned it on Raw, because Raw is happening as we're recording this, then we know 1,000% it's a work. It's not, yeah.
Come on.
I don't think it's a work.
It's a work.
Yeah,
In what way is it not a work?
Of all time, the Supermark.
In what way
know,
is it
man.
not?
I don't think it's a work. What
do you mean?
I think they got pissed off and that they were, and then they just fucking walked out. Honestly.
You think,
And then
why would they
release say that on TV?
Wait, and you're saying Vince, and then Vince said, Corey, say it over the mic? You just said, just say it?
Yeah.
The only possibility,
Or maybe he said it, like, and
the
that's how
only
he feels.
possibility, the
is
only
Corey Graves.
possibility that it's not a work is if this is them trying to like publicly shame them in some petty way, but it's a work.
Wait, do you? So Newman, I have Raw up and I have it recorded. So do you know during which match did Cody say that?
He just said it right at the beginning of the Asuka and Becky thing after.
I think he said it a little bit earlier,
Well,
too.
Asuka Becky is a match.
Or no. Asuka was doing that fucking she was being weird as fuck in her promo, and then it was shortly thereafter. He said it.
What was that?
She was doing her like,
Hey, side note: have you seen the
her
thing?
thing.
The Nicole Kidman AMC commercial, but it's
Yeah.
Lady Gaga getting railed in House of Gucci.
No.
It's just like it's the stupidest thing ever. It's got like 5 million views on YouTube.
Of course. And
It's just that it's exactly, and it's labeled that. It's Nicole Kidman AMC commercial, but she's watching Lady Gaga get railed in House of Gucci. That's literally what it's called, okay? That's a direct quote. And it's exactly what you think. Like, in that commercial, Nicole Kidman walks into a
she's
theater
like,
and being like, the theaters are back.
Movies
and
are
she's
back.
watching with, like,
Cinema.
bright eyes. But it's just that ridiculous scene of Lady Gaga fucking in House of Gucci.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see that movie either, but I saw that
Neither.
scene. It's so fucking funny. It is so simple, but so funny. Check it out. Anyway.
Did you see the scene before you saw it in this thing, or
No,
should
I
cut
only
that.
saw the theme in that, but it's so clear what it is that like I knew House of Gucci was an over the top movie with over the top performances, you know?
I need a jabroniac to cut together another one where it's Nicole Kidman and it's Goldberg coming out at Crown Jewel.
Oh man. Or it's Seth cashing in.
Yeah. Or it's Jericho countdown.
Nicole Kidman's one of those people that just seems to have no sense of humor. Like, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
I had a hilarious experience. I was at
you mean a woman?
Hey, not
Your words,
actually,
man, not mine.
goes to the story I was about. If you would have if you could let me get a word in,
Okay. Edgewise. You think you know me?
edgewise, Christian wise, if
Christian
you'll let me get a word in Christian wise.
which is kind of like edgewise, but not.
less
Nah.
than.
Yeah, it's less than.
Not quite there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Less charismatic, ironically. But all right, for all my peeps out there, listen to this story. It was my friend and I were at this HBO party thing. Oh yeah, good for you, whatever. But Nicole Kidman we were smoking weed, and Nicole Kidman just walked. She just walked right by us when we were high as shit, and it was just, I started just hysterically laughing. Just so funny to be high as shit and have Nicole Kidman just walk by. She's like 6'3", you know what I mean? She
Gorgeous.
was like so serious.
Yeah.
And we're high as shit, and she's just like exactly what you'd expect. Someone just like doing the Hollywood thing in their element, walking with Keith Urban.
It's just
who's
like
three,
it's
three
like,
foot tall.
It's
you
like
know
two
what I mean?
aliens walking into a party.
Yeah. And
It's
you're
like,
at the same thing as
beep,
them,
boop,
but
beep.
they're so. And then me and my friends are there because we, are goofs. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
she's a professional goof writer.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That is like Nicole Kidman is probably like, if you're writing a sketch or something, the funniest specific for like a celebrity to walk by while you're stoned.
Yeah.
I can't think of a funnier one.
There's not much of a story other than you're so high and you're like,
Right.
oh, there's Nicole Kidman. That's hilarious, you know? Anyway, I'm scarfing some protein in here, so I'm not thinking about food while I podcast. I'm doing that for you.
Let me
You
ask
know
you a
what I mean,
question.
bro?
Let me ask you a
And
question.
Newman was like, we must start right away,
Yeah.
so I hit record. I didn't scarf down my protein bar.
Are
Yeah.
you wearing that shirt as like a training vest because it's so heavy?
This shirt is so heavy, and it is May. I am doing the Murph,
Right.
which all you CrossFit heads out there, this is the community of CrossFit.
Yeah.
You know that you're supposed to wear a 20-pound vest when you do a Murph. I don't wear the vest though; it's way
You
too
wear
hard
that-
to do
you wear that
workout
shirt.
in the vest. So I wear this shirt, which has so much ink on it that
You're
it
telling me you haven't already fashioned the Roman Reigns vest into a weight vest?
I haven't. No, I am telling you that.
You should.
Or buy a weight vest and then just like sew the
I-
Roman
Sign on
Reigns.
it. Yeah.
I know that our gimmick is that we don't talk about wrestling till far in, but I have a lot to say about wrestling today.
Then say it.
How do you guys feel about that?
No one's
I'm-
making you not say it.
I'm here to talk about wrestling.
Don't worry. I'm being unprofessional enough by all this eating I'm doing while I record.
Doing a
that-
great job.
Yeah.
I think I burped
that-
on the
that
mic.
maybe we
It's okay.
should just do actual wrestling content. But holy shit, I would like to say something here.
Yeah,
Just
go
that,
for it, man.
I think that I think WWE matters more to me than AEW right now.
You know, bro.
Is that
Was
crazy?
it? It's a
or
full
no?
moon. It's a full moon. I think there was like a lunar moon eclipse last night too. Like, honestly, it might just be the vibes because I was all of a sudden feeling like I was like, all right, Raw today. I was like, for the first time in a long time. Honestly, I was like,
Right?
Raw. Cody's all
And
over
not
the
only that,
place.
It's
I'm
not.
like-
It's Cody, but it's Cody. It's Cody. I mean, that's what we the last episode we were talking about the importance of Cody. You cannot overstate it. Cody, I
Impossible.
believe to be he will be the next John Cena. He's already there.
Yeah.
Roman's on his way out. He's kissing babies.
Yeah.
They got works galore going with Cody.
Oh.
Not to mention the countdown, which Tullo pointed out to me.
Yeah.
The countdown to Cody is fucking brilliant on Raw. I love
Brilliant.
that. Being like, here's how many minutes you got to wait to see Cody. Because
Yeah.
the work of being like, here's how important he is, you know? He looks like fucking Homelander. They got to, if you look at the social media for him,
It's on everything.
it's like you see a kid who's like, it's my birthday. I came here to see Cody. And
Yeah.
Cody, obviously, he stops by there. He gives
Oh.
him the belt. He's giving him
He's
the
like-
autograph. They got it all worked out.
Cody's like your Santa Claus for your own personal birthday. He's like your, you know what I mean? He's your Easter, he's your tooth fairy. But for birthdays, he comes and he leaves his white belt under your pillow.
And
Kisses
he's
the baby on the way out.
he's some of this stuff's a little with him. I would say is a little. I said it to Tullo on the bonus episode. It's a little worked. A lot of his stuff's a little too worked. You know, include like his promo tonight was a little bit like he ain't natural like CM Punk or something. You know what I mean?
I thought his promo was great.
I thought
No,
10
no,
out
no.
of
His
10
promo
tonight.
was fantastic. Great promo. The writing on it was great.
Oh.
Again, I'm saying I literally said he's the next Cena. So like I got to go from there. So obviously everything I'm saying is very nitpicky. But what I'm saying is
I have a lot of important
sometimes he's a little
things to say about
rehearsed.
this.
A little rehearsed is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Where like CM Punk is so good at not being as coming off natural. He's one of the greatest at it. Okay, it's nitpicky. We're talking about the tops of the tops. You know,
Top of the tops.
if I have to find a criticism of Cody, which is hard to do, he's great right now. He's great. It's so exciting. All the writing is so good. And being like, I'm not going to be my dad, so I'll be the nightmare. Like all that is so fucking good.
Here's
But
a question.
I'm
again,
saying,
sorry.
my overall point, because I want to just throw this to you guys, is MJF reportedly upset with his contract right now. You see that?
Yeah.
No.
That's been leaking that MJF's thinking about leaving when his contract's up.
He mentioned it live on air too.
It's also 2 years away, his contract
Yeah.
being up, right? So it's kind of like, whatever. You can't trust that either. But I really believe Cody going to I call me a fucking mark, okay? I think he fucked over AEW so bad. And I think we're now seeing, I think Cody leaving and with this MJF thing, I think we're now seeing the great level of
The leveling.
The leveling out has now occurred, you know?
Okay.
And these both are going to be now based on content alone. And I'll take one step further, which is that WWE is writing some fun stuff lately.
Yeah.
This Ezekiel shit is fun, you
Yep.
know? RK Bro is fun and working. Like, they have some fun stuff that's working. That's what I throw to you guys. Are you feeling the same? My questions to you are how are you feeling about WWE versus AEW, which is, again, no need to really do it. You know what I mean? There's a pitfall there. And how are you feeling about the WWE product currently?
Go ahead, Newman.
I was going to defer to you because this is the first, like, even hour. What flavor?
Lime. As I push you guys, I crack a can.
Guys, answer my question. I'm just gonna back this truck up real quick.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna throw to you because or defer to you rather. This is the first like 2 hours of Raw that I've watched in.
I figured that.
That's what I'm saying, though. You know what I mean?
Right,
Raw
but
feels like Monday. I'm like
motivated
Monday,
probably by
Raw.
like coming on here and talking, right?
Yeah, and I mean, but also like Raw or Cody. I turned it on and Cody was on, so I kept watching. I will note that. But then what I saw was it seemed like, and correct me if I'm wrong, it seemed like it's kind of what WWE has always been for not always, but a while, is main storylines are very good. And then they have
good enough.
Or good enough.
Yeah.
Right? Or at least interesting. And then they have like couple mid-card things that are fun, and everything else is complete nonsense.
Yeah,
That's what it seems like.
I would say less of the nonsense now, almost. I'm watching 3 hours of Raw, and I'll go through, if I can go through all of it, I would say I don't really remember that too much nonsense on that show. Like,
I mean,
even the 24/7 stuff tonight was like, I was like, huh, this is interesting. Like, okay, it's dumb as fuck, but like it led into something with Carmella and Dana Brooke, maybe. So you're like,
and I guess you're allowed to have like there has to be to be a space for like this sort of like lighthearted.
Of course.
Who fucking cares, right?
Right.
And just because somebody's favorite wrestler, Dana Brooke, is not my favorite wrestler, doesn't mean that it's not.
Well, she's Badass mom though.
Yeah.
That would be a great gimmick for her, by the way, and it would maybe make her one of my guys, is if she was just fully just like, look, I'm somebody's favorite wrestler. There's somebody out there. Trust me.
I do it for my 6 fans.
For my fan. Yeah, I mean, that being said, with AEW,
What if you had someone who, just to end your idea further, what if like she's like, I have a single fan, but they're a billionaire?
The benefactor,
right? And they're like, so then like you play it like Vince is like, I fucking hate this person, but like this guy buys literally like $5,000 worth of merch every Monday.
Right.
You know, like he buys every other shirt. No one wants this shit except this. But he said you have a Sheik. They have one Sheik fan.
Yeah. He's just
An oil sheik.
determined to get Dana Brooke over. Number one.
Love it.
Number one fan.
Yeah, that's it. Anyway, you said AEW. I'm sorry if I derailed you.
That AEW, I will say, I am also pretty much watching for House of Black content.
Right.
I do like a lot of the stuff that they're doing, but it does feel like it's different. So it's not really apples to apples at all. The thing I will say about WWE is that the production quality is fucking top notch.
Yo,
Cody looked, I mean, the way it was framed, the camera quality, like the picture quality.
entrances.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. Like no one's touching them. But yeah, I think that we are in a bit of a lull times for wrestling on TV, but it's gonna get better. That's what I think.
I think
B+ to both is my message.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think wrestling is in if we say it's a lull because we're in that post-Mania lull, it's
Yeah.
about to ramp up right now.
It's-
We
Yes.
got Double or Nothing coming up.
Yes.
We got Forbidden Door coming up.
Yes.
We have amazing
Yes.
shit
Hell in
on
a
the
Cell,
horizon.
Money in
Yeah,
the
Hell in a
Bank.
Cell.
Yes.
Seth Cody in a cell. My
Yes.
only and,
It's okay to be in a lull time, by the way. That's the other thing too. Is like just because it's a lull time, it doesn't mean it's necessarily bad. There has to be lull times for you to know what the high times are, Daddy.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
I think-
here's my view on it all, right? And it is that money rules the fucking world, okay? And Cody was
Dollar
like,
bill, y'all.
I can't pass this up, but I'm telling you right now, he must have insane percentages and stuff. Like when it comes, they're saying they're gonna release his neck tattoo thing, temporary
temp
neck
tat?
tattoo. So I'm thinking he's like letting them do whatever the fuck they want because he knows it's gonna make money, and he's probably getting like a 50-50 cut of all merch shit, like no problem. So, I mean, they literally they took what he created
Mm-hmm.
and gave it the WWE effect. It was the perfect. It's the perfect storm of wrestling. It's like, and today I had an epiphany. I was like, man, look at fucking Cody Rhodes' journey. This is fucking. He has a footprint across all companies.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one.
Cody Rhodes is one of the most important wrestlers of all time.
The Cody
And I'll
effect
stand
is
by that.
real. The Cody
There's
effect
yeah,
is very
yeah.
real. Like
The Cody effect is when you go back in time and you step on a Cody Rhodes, and then there was never Stardust.
The butterfly effect.
The Cody effect.
The Cody effect. Yo, I'll say this though, fellas. You said he's money. I don't think Cody's motivated by money at all.
I'm not
I think
saying, but
Glory.
I think he wants money, but I think he's was in AEW and was like, all right, look, we sell out these arenas. They ain't 100,000 arenas against Roman Reigns.
My point is,
you know what I mean?
My
it ain't
point
the main
is,
event of WrestleMania. You know,
my point is about that statement is that now WWE has shown, hey, you're over there right now. We'll fucking give you a blank check. Come over here and we'll make you a superstar. You know, and
yeah,
like
but
a guy like MJF sees that, will not say no. He's probably gonna get the money thrown at him, right? Other wrestlers that have, it's only guys like a Kenny Omega or like top tier. If Moxley wanted to come back, they let Moxley do whatever the fuck he wants. It's just
I thought Moxley would never come back, and now I'm like, it's a matter of time.
Yeah.
You know,
it's the forbidden door is truly now a revolving door. It just keeps spinning, and people just get on and get out at one part, and they're somewhere else, and it doesn't even matter anymore. But I will
Here's
say
a
this
question.
about. Okay, go.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, man, has Cody Rhodes made Seth Rollins?
no,
like,
Tullo, it does matter. This is
Yeah.
the whole point: is that it does matter because Cody showed us that WWE is still the pinnacle.
yeah,
You know, like that. You know what I mean? And I think for a little bit there, I think we were. It seems kind of crazy to say, but for a little bit there, and I mean by a little bit, there was probably a 6-month window where all of us were like, "Yo, WWE might just like be for kids, and that's it." And I think that's not what it is.
They
like
are
will still
chained.
be a PG product, but it is still the major leagues of professional wrestling.
I think they're changing their. I think they're
WrestleMania is still the gold
changing.
standard.
I think they have. I kind of had a little like awakening here and like saw the Cody effect, and now are like, okay, we're all in. Let's do it. Right?
We were
and
a
now
bunch of dumb marks for a year.
he's on the post the Hell in a Cell posters. He's like Roman. They're taking Roman out, putting Cody in. He's doing the commercials for fucking Money in the Bank, dude. This guy, they have a fucking countdown for him, like just so people don't have to watch Raw and they can be like, oh, okay, cool, 2 hours, I'll be back, and then just see Cody, and then
Go to Vaughn's
get
real quick.
That's what I was thinking.
invested, get invested in a
Be like,
story.
yo,
Yeah.
sorry, this show's 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Like, come back in an hour and a half, and you'll see the guy you want to see.
100%. There's
there's-
no other reason to explain that.
So here's a question: what happens if this forbidden door becomes a revolving door, and there is a world where now guys are going between all these different companies? What happens then to your R-Truths and your Dana Brooks and your like people who are and your their respective kind of counterparts on AEW who aren't really in storylines? You know what I mean? Like what happens to those guys?
I don't know.
Because right, it would be a different landscape. It
Well,
would be
I think now is like what's happening is that this is a good synergy within wrestling, that it's like you don't have to be, if you're not at WWE, there's other places you can go now, and like if you make it, you make it. If not, you're gonna have to make your way back up, and it's
Right.
more, I guess I want to say, bountiful than ever out there because there's so many promotions now. It's crazy. Every state, every region, it's like back to where it was. The territories are back. LA has a scene. The Northeast has a scene. Florida has a scene. Like,
I guess I'm saying if you're Dana Brooke and or R-Truth or Tozawa, and now you're not getting spots anymore on TV because fucking we're gonna have Moxley versus fucking somebody, and we're gonna have Okada versus so what the fuck, right? And you're Dana Brooke. Are you going to PWG? Are you going to CZW? Are you going to these places?
that's up to her.
Or are you going
Or
to
if there's even a market for her there.
right? Or
would
if
think there
Tozawa or whoever, like, are you going?
I love
To
the word.
the
I love
indies?
how much you're so concerned with Tozawa, bro.
Somebody has to be.
Someone's gotta care about that. He's gonna go back
He was in a garbage
life
can.
in Tampa with Tamina. You know?
Look at it. He's living in garbage cans.
Yeah.
He's getting divorced. The man needs support, and I'm
Oh.
worried that he's gonna fall through the cracks, and we're gonna have a Arthur Fleck situation.
Look, I think. Wait, who's that? Is that the Life Stinks character?
No, that's the Joaquin Phoenix's Joker.
Oh, great! I was thinking of Mel Brooks and Life Stinks. What's that character's name? Oh, its name's Goddard Bolt. Not even
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
But I just like weird name, and then he lives in the gutter. You know what? It's probably that. Anyway, look. Here's the thing.
Mhm.
I think what's cool is similar to what Tullo's saying, which is that now I'm interested in specific things and I'm less interested in a promotion. And I think that's healthier for all of us, you know?
Right.
Mhm.
Because now I'm like, yo, I want to see what's going on with Cody. I'm like, I'm a little interested in what's going on with Bianca. I'm a little bit, I'm like really loving Hangman. Like,
Yeah.
I am so, I can't remember the last time I really watched a match and really cared who won.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's interesting. You know, people come to me all the time. They go, like, who's your favorite wrestler? And I'm like, I don't even really think like that. I don't watch, I'm not a little kid anymore, you know?
The
So I
Ultimate
watch
Warrior,
things.
but I don't think about that.
No, I mean, Ultimate Warrior is my favorite wrestler, like, of all time. But meaning,
Right.
like, when I watch it, it's like, when I
Oh,
go
like,
there,
who
am
do you
I,
want
like,
to win? Yeah,
rooting for this? And it's, like, not really that. I'm more watching, like, the product.
Yeah.
I'm like, where's the story going? You know,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not like I'm like, I want Cody to beat Seth. But I'll say this. I really want Hangman to beat CM Punk.
Yeah, me too.
You know,
man.
like I'm like I will be disappointed if Punk beats Hangman because I think I just am really digging all these Hangman title matches, and that's fucking rare to say. I've said it over and over. He's like, for me, the first match champion I can really think of. You know,
It's
in
crazy,
recent history.
especially since Adam Cole was in 2 of those matches. Pretty wild when you think about it.
That's a great point. But that being said, he won
Big
both,
money Adam, baby.
and one time he crucified him.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
no, that was great. I agree. Hey, I'm not taking Adam Cole's a great wrestler, but you got to admit where wrestling is headed right now. You know, this going like we're the undisputed elite. Those guys somehow feel like the least fresh guys right now.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
true. It's not a lie. I'll admit
That's
it too.
interesting. Like I'm looking at Becky enter right now on my TV, and she's wearing. I
Looks
think
incredible.
she's wearing like a kaleidoscope for sunglasses. You know what I mean? And like you're like, hey, look, you know what I mean? Like she's trying new things. You know?
It's all starting to click for a lot of people over there right now. Like even that opening segment with Lashley and Omos in a cage. It's like they're finding ways. You know, they're finding ways to make it work, and it's fun to watch. I didn't have a problem with anything tonight, you know, like at all. I mean, Judgment Day can eat my ass. I mean, that thing is just a whole mess of a fucking
That has
shit
to
show.
be, look, the only way for the Judgment Day stuff to continue to exist
Yeah.
in my mind is that it is a forbidden door situation, and that they are some subsect of the House of Black, because it's so close.
like a multiverse. It's a multiverse.
A multiverse variant, by the way. Let me not forget my theory on Riff Raff being a Randy Orton variant, because I think we can dive pretty deep into that. But and then also we have like Rhea Ripley, who models for like Malachi Black's clothing company.
Yeah.
It's not like they don't talk about like, hey, so I noticed the thing you're doing is exactly like the thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
She's dating a member. The members are dating.
Rhea Ripley dates Buddy Matthews.
There
She's
has to
dating.
be,
She's
like,
dating herself.
her counterpart,
Her
variant.
Her variant. It's like Loki. No
Loki.
joke. They're doing it,
No, they're
and he's
doing
doing
Loki.
and he's doing the scales like, and they're doing the scales like whatchamacallit, like fucking
Oh my god, we just cracked this
Moon Knight, and they're doing the
wide
scales
open.
like they're doing the scales like Moon Knight. No, dude, it's all
Wide open.
Marvel multiverse shit, dude. This
That's
is what,
true. Edge is like Topher Grace, and,
Yeah.
and you know, and he's the Malachi Black's like Andrew Garfield, and who's the other
Topher
one?
Grace.
I'm talking about the Spider-Man.
Topher Grace.
Topher Grace.
Toby Maguire. Toby Grace. By the way, hilarious. I get those actors mixed up all the time. Those are the same guy to me.
That 70s show Spider-Man.
Yeah, that 70s that Spider-Man show.
You know, Topher Grace could be a Spider-Man.
He'd be
variant.
great Spider-Man.
But Topher Grace played Venom in Spider-Man 3, by the way.
It's true. I forgot about that.
Right.
Played Eddie
Eddie
Brock.
Brock.
And
Yeah.
he's the
Oh my
worst
God.
casting of Eddie Brock of all time. Did you see? I put on Venom. Should we take a Venom detour?
Yeah,
Like a
sure.
Venom detour.
Yeah,
Should we take
can you play the Batman one? And we'll just
yeah, I guess I'll have to play the
Yeah.
Batman. I didn't have this queued up because I don't have this queued up. But all right, let's pretend this. Let's get this smoother. Should we take the Venom detour?
Yeah, I think so, man.
Hold on. Wait. It's about us, man.
It's about us, man.
It's about us, man.
You think it's charged?
Yeah, it is charged.
Wow.
I didn't plug it in. All right, you guys ready to take a Batman?
Yeah.
Let's no Venom detour. No Venom.
Venom's in the way.
Oh, Newman hasn't heard this.
I haven't.
Venom's in the way.
I love this.
Venom.
I love this so
We
much.
had to make this.
It's
'cause
funny.
it was so-
You're
it
doing
was
that?
such a
You're doing that, and
ridiculous
then
amount of Batman talk on this podcast. What?
KO was on the commentary booth tonight, and every time someone said Ezekiel, he said Elias.
Bro, Ezekiel. Oh man, hold on. Oh, wait,
Now you see why I wanted him at what is it, 89?
85, dude.
85?
Ezekiel's incredible, man.
Yeah, here we go.
Just
Ezekiel in the way. Yo, Ezekiel shit is so funny. Did you see the promo I sent you guys, the package video of him just being like, yo, I remember when
Yeah.
my older brother. But what sells it is older because he's trying to pretend he's younger.
right.
Yeah.
Because
he's clean shaven.
Elias, that actor, whatever his real name is, Elias, he looks like older guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So him pretending to be young is so funny, and he's such a funny straight actor. Like,
Well,
he's
also too, like that is really funny because there was no comedic beats in it at
no,
all.
no,
Bro.
At all.
Bro.
No, like the one thing he said, he goes, "Here's a picture of." It's literally him being signed to WB and him like hugging his dad. He's like, "I took this.
I
Video.
took the picture.
I
Yeah.
took the
Bro. The best is he walks in the middle of the Randy Orton like 20-year anniversary.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, sorry to interrupt. I didn't get a chance to introduce myself. I'm
like, oh, yeah,
Ezekiel.
yeah.
Well,
Elias'
it's funny
younger
because
brother."
And I was
the
like,
same
no,
as-
no.
It's the same as saying hello,
Yeah.
my name is Elias every single time. He's still hello, I'm Ezekiel.
Oh,
We
fuck,
said
man.
walk with Elias. He said what with Zeke?
Speak.
he said-
Who wants to hear Zeke speak? That's tough. That's tough.
You gotta give it up for Elias. That guy's just always entertaining.
Yeah.
And he's
You know?
jacked. And he's
Yeah,
jacked.
he's
He's doing
jacked.
Ultimate
The
Warrior
gills.
stuff. Looks like
Yeah.
Ultimate Warrior.
Whose idea was that?
Oh,
Like,
I
I
don't know.
was dying if like someone pitched it. Like, and they're like, "All right, so Elias has been gone for like a year and a half, you know."
Yeah.
And like, oh, and he'll come back and he'll be Ezekiel, and he'll play his brother. Like, such a fucking funny pitch.
You know what it almost feels like? It almost feels like a punishment to him. Like it's almost like they tried
Well,
to
'cause
give
it's-
him something shitty.
Right. It's what they always will do. Normally is that they took Raquel Gonzalez and made her Raquel Rodriguez, and all she does is smile now. It's like
Right.
they do these things and just go on with the show, but now it's like, all right, we're gonna do this thing, but like
They change it up just to change it up.
we're gonna put it back in the fucking audience's face for all the
Oh
time
god,
that we actually
Becky's such a babe.
She's
but-
never looked better right
She
now.
is Becky such a babe. Is that Swampy? I don't
She's
know.
the hottest
Becky's a
mom,
babe, man.
hottest mom in the world right now, easily.
She's such a babe, and like also just like man, I got a real thing for just like her gears like pretty much always fire.
Right
you
now,
know,
yeah, she's on fire.
I don't know, fucking good for Becky.
Especially relatively speaking, like when she was like doing that like
so bad.
steampunk pirate
That was so bad.
thing,
That
like
was so
that was
bad.
ugh.
And
was
that
so
main
bad.
event match was fucking dope. Also,
Comparatively speaking.
Venom in the
Oh yeah, we have to go on the
way.
Venom detour.
wait,
Yo,
what?
so
what are we
I
gonna
put
talk
on
about?
I put on that Venom movie.
Which one?
Yeah.
The second one?
First, I never saw the Ed Hardy Venom.
Oh,
Ed
interesting.
Hardy. Wow, I'm on
Ed
a
Hardy.
roll today.
Yeah.
of saying the wrong.
He's on
actor.
protein overload right now.
Ed Hardy Venom is basically Karrion Cross. That's the elevator pitch for
I mean,
Karrion Cross.
Couldn't have nailed it any
Ed
better.
Hardy Venom.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
got it.
Yeah. He enters with Chris Angel. Listen up, all you mind freaks. But here's the thing.
Unfreak your mind.
Freak your mind. This is a wrestling podcast sometimes. Yo, so that movie was stunk. I like put this thing on. Tom Hardy rules, obviously.
Yeah.
But like that whole thing where he's like arguing with himself. It was so fucking cheesy. I was like so bummed.
I like the second one better.
Was it better?
I did.
It
I
is
like
kind of
better.
dumb to do like a slice of life thing with a character like Venom. Like it should be not like your friendly neighborhood Venom. It should be something else. I don't know.
It's like they do it. Yeah, they did. They do it like it's almost like Little Shop of Horrors, where it's just
Yeah.
like right, where it's just like
Feed me, Eddie.
don't, yeah, he's like don't eat the mailman's head, you know, like like that, and you're like, that
Right.
the
Speaking
character
of-
looks way too cool to be stupid. Yeah,
Right.
Skylar Astin right now, although I think he's gonna be leaving the show because he's fucking pilot was picked up.
Nice.
Which
I don't
one?
know, I didn't talk to him about that, but he, Skylar Astin, Pitch Mr. Perfect, Skylar Astin, let's give props. Friend of the show, one of my guys.
Yeah, one of my guys.
He, his show with Tim and Marsha Gay Harden, and then Harden. I think it's Harden.
Margarhar, he calls her.
Oscar winner. She plays his mother, and it's a mother son.
Oh, the law
CBS
one.
show. Yeah, law show. It's picked up the series.
Very
Sick.
cool.
Yeah, congratulations. I don't know what it's called, but
So short stint
congrats
in
to
Lou's
Skyler.
short shop of horrors? Is that what's happening?
yeah, I think I don't know. You have to. I just assume he's gonna have to go into production on it. So congratulations to the man.
We
I
love
love
that.
how like that in some worlds, what you just said, like that Skylar is going to be leaving the show to do his pilot, and that would rock some people's worlds.
What?
You understand? Like that's like you just speculating on that could be illegal.
Skyler. Yes, sir. All right. What a great song, folks.
Yeah, it's a great song. One of
I
the
love
best.
this podcast.
All right, well, Newman. So Newman, you're what are we talking about?
Before you went on the Venom detour,
Before we went on the Venom detour.
we were
I
talking
will
about
say this.
Ezekiel.
The Venom
Seth
detour was
Rollins,
happening.
back.
Oh, I got something to report on this podcast.
Really?
Okay.
I don't know. He's not doing it for me right now.
Ugh,
I
think he's
actually one of my
fully back.
biggest beefs is Seth Rollins.
Okay.
With I am
This
so
fucking-
I have a big beef with Seth Rollins right now.
Yeah.
I'm not. I see why you would like it, Tullo. I'm not like being like I can't believe you like it, right?
Uh-huh.
But I am. The way he's acting completely negates the reality of the Cody thing. Like
Yeah.
Cody's literally talking about looking up at the lights, and then Seth is playing a Stardust-esque character.
Right.
So to me,
How?
Which is fine if it's explicitly that. Right? Like if Seth, what do you mean how? I mean, he's playing this weird,
he's like he's playing like the Joker.
yeah.
Exactly.
Like
It's Joker
Yeah,
versus Batman.
but-
Very clearly.
but Seth is not good enough of an actor to
The
play
man
the
once
Joker.
killed somebody in a Hell in a Cell match. Cody said, "You're gonna have to kill me. I want to do it in a cell." And
killed-
Seth is like,
Bro,
Who did he
Wait,
kill? The
sorry.
Fiend?
"The Fiend."
He
yo,
came
guys,
back stronger
Oscar
than
detour.
ever.
Quick
Oscar.
Oscar detour.
Yeah,
Yo,
Oscar?
That missed into the kick was sick.
yeah, sick. Oscar's insane. I'm so
That
happy
was
she's back.
Sick. How is it possible that you know what? Fuck, I know I'm all over the
It's
map
fine.
right now. I'm sorry, but fucking
Oscar's
like yo, I got one
in
big
the
beef with
way.
AEW, and it's Malachi Black already. Like, I mean, he might have done better work
Pull the trigger.
in ring in NXT. At least he had bigger, high-profile matches.
Oh yeah, we
Was
haven't
he in
seen
a
him
tag
wrestle
match?
at all. I
He's just
haven't.
in tag matches. And it's like they made him wait around for Ray Phoenix to show up. You know what
Rumor
I mean?
is, the trio titles have been made, and they're
Ooh.
like getting fast track to coming in.
I'm not into trio
Okay, I'm
titles
just
because
saying-
there's something called the Freebird rule. So why would you need a trios title?
Love that
they-
as well.
Tag teams are already trios because of the Freebird rule, which is the coolest and stupidest rule of all time. It makes truly no sense, and I love it. Like, you could swap in a guy the size of, you could potentially tonight wrestle Big E and Xavier Woods, or Kofi and Xavier Woods, right? Like one guy is made of solid steel, you know?
Right. I mean, look,
know?
if you're saying that AEW appears to not be pulling or not be doing right by House of Black, I agree. Are you saying that?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying that Malachi Black is a main event talent,
Yes.
and he should
So-
be up there. And
Wait.
I should know what Malachi Black's record is,
I'll tell you
just like
this.
the guys who are circling the title, you know?
It shouldn't be CM Punk versus Hangman. CM Punk, we get it. Okay? You had your time. You're back. It's fun. You got ice cream bars. But it's not, those spots are not for him.
Well,
It's, you know,
but I'm conflicted because I see what you mean. I understand why they're like, we got to give Punk one more run because who knows how much longer he's got. And he was on like a 17-1 with one cheating MJF winning streak. So it's like he's clearly in title contention. And it's like, you know what? He's CM Punk. He's a big, high-profile guy. Like, it's, you know, same thing as giving Jericho the title, you know, this and that. But I just don't think any of that needs to be at the expense of Malachi. Like, he should be at all like caring about his wins and losses and wrestling Kenny Omega style guys and this and that, you know. I don't get it.
I
You
don't
know?
I mean,
understand why it's taking so long to like
Yeah.
do the Julia Hart stuff.
He's like 38. He's not even like a young guy, you know?
Yeah, it's getting to the point where they're sitting on something really good and you can't sit on it anymore. You have to when you have things like this. What I would say is that if Hangman was to win, he is the perfect next opponent. You go from the rivalries that he's had has all been that. Now you got to get into the psychological aspect of getting inside the champion's head. And there's nobody else to do it that does it better than fucking Malachi Black. It would be the perfect fucking way to go. But I honestly, I don't know what they're sitting on. I will say that this could be a thing that starts to happen with AEW is that you're like, what about these? Like, why aren't these wrestlers happening? Why, there's a lot of shit going on and a lot of really good wrestlers over there. And they don't really have all that much time to be like pouring in. Like, I mean, unless Rampage becomes its own show and it becomes 2 hours, then that's something, but it's a lot.
Not 5 hours a week, though.
Jumping over. I got to tell you this thing. Because I don't want to forget.
Yeah.
I told you this too low over text, so don't spoil.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
This morning, I work out with this guy every single morning, okay? We're, like, paired up. The way my gym works, you, like, pair up to, like, share a bench and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because we're similar, like, strength levels or whatever, you know? So I work out with this guy every day, and then like I randomly saw him like Instagram. We must have mutual friends where it requested like, oh, friend them, and I was like, oh, cool, I know that guy. So I hit friend on him, you know. And then this morning after the gym, we never talk about anything, you know. After the gym, he comes up to me and he's like, yo, that stand-up clip you posted, what was that show you do? I was like, oh, I do this last improv show. You want to come? I'll get you tickets. I'm like, well, what do you do? I saw you like produce music or whatever. You know? And he's like, yeah. And then the guy comes over. He's like, this guy? Dude, this guy is the producer of the Ric Flair Drip song. I was like, oh, shit, bro. You got to fucking tell me this. I'm walking around working out in wrestling shirts. You never mentioned this? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, you got to come on the podcast. Talk about the fucking Ric Flair Drip. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
he's like, oh, yeah, sure. So I work out every day with the producer of this song, Ric Flair Drip. Cool guy. I'll give him a proper shout out when he comes on here. Cause
don't know his name.
Name's Eugene. He's a beautiful Canadian man. He anyway, good. I was like, that's fucking cool. I got to know everything about that. Like, how did you, like, you know what I mean? Whatever. If there's got to be some kind of story there about that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you can follow him. It's his Instagram handle is BIJAN. That's Bijan Amir. So BIGJANAMIR. You know, I'm following him on Instagram. But we'll get him on here. We'll talk about the Ric Flair Drip. Wow, but that's a weird thing about LA. You just like never know who the fuck.
Yeah, who you're working out with.
Yeah, it's a wild place. I'll always love the connection through wrestling shit. You know what I'm saying, baby? Anyway, what were we just talking about? Oh, the Seth thing. We were talking about Seth. So I think Tullo, I see how you could like what Seth is up to. Just my beef with the writing on it is like, if Cody's thing is he's talking about like, yo, you came in and you were the Shield and you did all that. He's not talking to that guy really. You know, he's talking. He's talking. Seth is like kind of just playing a character. So he almost has to break all that. It's just a little.
Well, the stuff that I love, I think you're getting.
Working about Cody.
I think you're getting caught on the wrong part of the story because they start talking. He starts talking about. It's like, I don't understand what you're saying. Like, what did what did I take away from you? Like we wrestled. I beat you twice. Like, you're a person with all this legacy. Like, what is it that I took away from you? And it's.
What was his answer to that?
I'm forgetting.
Did he have an answer?
Yeah.
No, I mean, his main thing was saying, like, yo, if you come in Hell Cell with me. And that's my next point I thought was really cool. Because first thing I thought of was Cody being in a cell with Seth. I go, like, Seth has a pretty fucking he's sick record in the cell. Like, he's pretty fucking good in the cell. You know, he had all those great matches with The Fiend. Shield had cell matches.
What is his like?
Not record,
I'm not trying to be a dickhead, but like, what is his scripted?
I'm
record
saying Seth is in my mind. I equate Seth with the cell. I just mean like he has that thing where I'm like, oh, Seth in a cell is a thing.
Here's how I fix this, and it is admittedly a complete cop out. You have Seth just have a moment where he very out loud and deliberately says, "You know what? I'm cutting this gimmick," and like makes it personal. Like all this bullshit aside, you don't belong here. You left. I don't like that you're back. And now I'm Seth freaking Rollins. Forget the suits. Forget the laugh. Forget the gimmicks. I'm here. This is my house. I'm gonna kick you the fuck out. And it is like it's a complete
Beats him.
fuck what he's doing now. Right, beats him. But like it's a fuck what he's doing now. But for me, that's like the only way to kind of make the rest of it make sense. He's like, look, like
It's just uneven. It's,
Right.
It's like they're
Yeah,
trying
I got you
to
where I got
they're-
you where I want you. So now it's time
they're
to go
just
to
telling
fucking.
they're in two different realities with it. It's like he's talking to Seth. He's talking to a completely different character than what we're
Right.
seeing.
Right.
Seth's coming out literally like with a choir and like this, like he's going nuts. And then Cody's trying to be like, "Hey man, like we came up together," and that's the better story, you know. So I it's just uneven. It's where they're at.
I don't think it's done yet, and I think honestly, if anything, what they did tonight was a step in the right direction. So I think by the time we get to that match, we're gonna be like, all right, this is gonna be fucking dope. Like I think we're gonna see some changes in some stuff. Like I think it's gonna get nasty. I think that's the whole point.
nasty.
I think when WWE is in WWE fashion, I think none of it really matters because Cody.
I think it
Seth
does.
At Mania was dope. Cody and Seth at Mania Backlash was even doper. That match was amazing.
Yeah.
You know, and by the way, if you watch in the Cody Broken Skull Ranch sessions or whatever the fuck it's called, his Austin interview, he shows a clip of the match that was the Shield versus
Legacy.
The Rhodes.
not Legacy. It was Shield versus the Rhodes brothers.
Oh, right.
It was Cody and Dustin, and he gives Seth Crossroads, and he's like, "That's the gold standard of Crossroads." If you saw it, and if you watch it, it is like the best Crossroads you've ever seen. They like are perfectly in sync, where they look kind of like they're twisting like I don't know what some guy in Street Fighter has that move. You know, where they like perfectly flip together, and they get like great height with that Crossroads. It's great, and so they just have amazing chemistry. So
It's going to be a good match, and I'm excited. I was excited when Cody like wanted it to be in a cell, and like I want to see it. Seth's like, it's two different realities, like you said. It doesn't make any sense.
Newman, I'll throw to you.
Yes.
And I know Tullo believes that Cody will win the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to see that happen, and do you think that will happen?
Yeah, I think yes. Well, I want it to happen. I'm not sure if it'll happen. I want it to happen because Cody is the most interesting thing in WWE right now. So he should get all of the things until he's the champion, and then we see all that, like how that plays out. Will it happen? Depends on McMahon's razor or not.
I think it will happen. I'm pretty sure. If I had gun to the head, I'm saying it does happen. And I think that
You have a gun to your head.
Oh, yeah, put the gun to my head.
Up,
okay.
Newman, up. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, right there.
It's
You got
there?
a gun to your head. Yeah, it's there.
Okay, gun to my head.
Let me see your gun, Tullo. Let me see your gun, Tullo.
That he does.
Look at this. Look at this. Yeah, Dan. Which one? Look. Okay, this is my gun.
Yeah.
Tullo, let's see your gun.
Well, Tullo's he's using his hands as a gun.
Right.
And Newman is actually holding a gun.
Right.
Because Newman's a trained improviser, trained by me.
Right.
Only me. No.
I mean, kind of.
Well, now I got it as a kill shot, all right, motherfucker?
There you go.
So-
There you
By
go,
the
there
way,
you go.
side note, Newman, that shirt you're wearing is
Yes.
I almost put that
Exploding
shirt
barbed
on.
wire deathmatch.
can't-
So the exploding deathmatch shirt from AEW. It was Kenny versus Kenny
Mox.
versus Penny versus Mox. Kenny
Penny.
and they're selling a limited edition black one right now, and you're like, who the hell wants a black version of that shirt? The whole appeal of that shirt is the white because it was
Right.
like a blood match,
Right.
and it looks so cool like that. On a black shirt, with a black shirt, it looks so bad.
So stupid. Yeah.
It makes me pro wrestling tees falling off.
I'm gonna get another one. They still sell this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
By the way, I ordered a Cody hoodie on the air. I did a purchase. A Cody. I ordered, and let me tell you, this
Kitty
thing has been
Rhodes. Kitty Rhodes.
Kitty Reds.
This thing has been in Grove City, Ohio for about a week now. So I don't know.
Someone's
Oh.
printed the label, and
Yeah,
then they
it's-
never packed it, and it's just waiting.
So I think the way that the Money in the Bank has been run as of like recent history,
Sucks.
it makes totally sense for him to have it. It's like Brock won it, right?
Right.
Like it's not. They don't have Money in the Banks. Like they're not giving it to like Kalisto's anymore. You know what I mean? Not to mention he doesn't work at the company, so why would they give it to Kalisto? But I still, my brain still, when I think of the Money in the Bank, I still think it goes to talents who need it. Whereas like Cody does not need to be carrying around that case, you know?
Right.
But that being said, you make it a white case, he'll slap his fucking logo on it. He'll make it a whole thing.
Slap his dick on it.
He'll slap his dick, the cock slap it. You know what I mean? Well, you know what I mean. Like Brock turned it into a boom
Slap his
box,
fucking.
and
Oh man, do you remember
and,
that? That was so funny.
Cody's gonna turn it into a cock drum. You know, I mean, and that's just what that's
cock drum.
a cock drum.
It's like a Chaucer word. A cock drum.
Cock drum. Yeah. So but I'm like, I fucking hope Cody wins this title like in a nice proper way. But
I think so.
by the way, Ronda Rousey's the SmackDown Women's Champion right now.
Man, that
She had
was,
a pretty badass mom match with Raquel. I thought.
Yeah,
I thought
the
that
match was
fun.
good, but anything
She's
to
so
have it.
bad on the microphone.
It's-
Christina, every time Christina sees Ronda open her mouth, she'll watch like it's great. It's almost fun to watch because she'll watch Ronda like do her thing physically, and she's like and looks at her look. You know, I mean Ronda, man, she had a baby like 5 months ago. Like she
Right.
looks amazing. You know, what a talent. What a you know what an icon in that way. You know, and then boy, when she gets that mic, it's worse than you remembered every time.
Oh,
Like you're like, I know I'm bracing for bad, but it's even worse than my brain can even anticipate.
Right.
You know?
yeah, as soon as she cut her promo the other day, I immediately talked and I texted you guys and I was like, this is tough. This is just like, there's no scripts good enough to give this anything to make it work, like at all. She needs
Yeah.
she needs a manager.
Yeah.
She's a baby
Give
right
her like
now, right?
give her like Sonya Deville as a manager who's good on the mic, who can cut promos, make her like the new Heyman, you know, like do something interesting and to make it work, you know?
Oh yeah, I know. They so we confirmed Roman is gonna be not on every pay-per-view anymore. Do you see all that?
He's
We
an
talked
actor
about it
now.
on the bonus episode. He's going more part-time. But it's interesting because the rumors are that there's plans for him to hold the title all the way through Mania next year, which I cannot see that if he's going part-time.
Yeah.
You know, because they're unified those titles. But then I read that they're thinking about splitting them up soon again, the titles again.
That's McMahon's razor.
Yeah. What's the point of that?
Fucking
What?
stupid.
To split them.
I don't think I mean, the point to split the titles is simply the reason to do it. Well, wait, let me Google this, by the way, because they said that they're splitting them due to the Money in the Bank stipulation. Tullo, you brought up that the Money in the Bank, there's a change to it?
Yeah.
There's a rules change to the Money in the Bank.
Is it?
Did
Oh no, there was something where Cody
possible major rules change.
Cody cut a promo that said that it
Yeah.
guaranteed someone a chance at main eventing WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think he
So
just
people
meant,
are like, well, if
maybe he was
that's
talking
that,
about the
then-
Royal Rumble. He just fucked up, probably.
no, because it was in like a scripted commercial. So I think he was just saying like, oh, I think it could be interpreted as, oh, if you win it, you get a WrestleMania match. But I think it's more people are going that way instead of being like, oh yeah, you can hold it until Mania and cash in, get a main
Yeah.
event WrestleMania. You know,
Since introduction is it? Here we go. Seth Rollins famously inserted himself, but Rhodes mentioned nothing about having an opportunity at a World Championship match at any time, any place. God, these articles are written by fucking morons. You know, it's like
well, you
just
keep reading them.
you,
so.
you fucking click on these sheets.
Yeah,
and you're like,
four
this is
morons by morons.
This should be a actual one sentence article.
I write
That
articles.
A lot of people have been talking about the stupid bullshit, and we're going to break it down below.
WWE to change my. This is from.
I write articles for the morons out there because that's who I am and that's who I care about.
Thanks for stopping by the Moron Zone.
Are you doing fucking Callahan auto?
No. Zelensky.
I
all parts, man.
make dirt sheets for the American people by the American people.
Man, Tommy Boy, great movie.
Yeah.
Here we go. However,
Classic.
trailer for the upcoming match stated there's speculation among fans. Video was shown during WrestleMania Backlash where Cody Rhodes was saying the winner of the Money in the Bank will get the chance to main event WrestleMania. So I guess he's saying like, right, Tullo, you
Just said
explained
it.
it correctly.
Yeah.
You explained it correctly.
But it was
saying-
taken as like, whoa, what? Why? Like, it's such a specific thing to say. Like, you would
Yeah.
say to get the chance to, win the title anywhere, anytime.
It's
That's
horrible
usually-
writing. It's like, yeah.
'cause
Yeah,
they don't give a fuck about that. They just care that Cody Rhodes is out there in the middle of the stadium looking like fucking Captain America.
Yeah,
you know?
that's like if you got like a gift certificate that's like, here's a gift certificate which gives you a chance of buying pants. Or like, you know what I mean? Like you're like, yeah, like you could spend it on pants, but it's like a weird. That's a weird
Pants.
specific.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, yeah, okay, we get it. It's like, yeah, I guess you could hold it until then.
Yeah, it's
you
like-
could have a chance.
It's like, oh no, you get an Amazon gift card for Christmas, and they're like, but like it's like to Nick from Grandma, like
Yeah.
maybe if you want to buy some pants with this, go ahead, and then you're like, oh shit, like I guess I gotta buy pants with it, huh? Because
Well,
Grandma's
it's more like if your grandma was like, here's a gift certificate. This gift certificate gives you the opportunity
Yeah.
to purchase pants. In
This is a
year.
gift certificate. This is a gift certificate to buy a lottery ticket.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Could have just
I
bought me the
love
lottery thing.
that WWE fans are paying
You
attention.
could have
to
just
like,
given me the chance.
I love the marcher like that played, and someone's like, "Whoa, bro, rewind that. What did Cody just say?"
Oh, it
What
was
did you
amazing.
say?
I saw it happen on Twitter. I was like, "What's going on?" Sean Rossap was like, what was the exact line? Like he was asking people, and like people were like going crazy about him. Like, oh, these motherfuckers out here, they're just like out of their minds.
The way
I mean, we
people
did
watch
also
wrestling
just-
is endlessly amazing.
We
to
also
me.
just immediately started the podcast today because of.
Here we go. WWE brand split after. This is from Sportskeeda.
Okay,
the
here we go.
gold standard, the absolute dirtiest of
You
sheets.
deep in the sheets?
Dude, you know how if you hit Skeeta, you're
Yeah.
deep in the
Yeah.
sheets.
You're deep in the sheets.
Yeah, hit Skeeda package.
This is my favorite segment of the pod where Dan reads articles while we
Yeah.
finish for him, waiting.
It's called Sports
Waiting.
Arena.
Yeah, it's called Dan
Yo,
reads.
dude. This article is so much. This article is such a piece of shit.
Of course it is.
This segment's
a
called
wrestling
Dan reads
dirt
an
sheet.
article on Sports Skida.
I'm about to explain to you guys.
My
what
guy
this
wants
article is.
like the Reuters of dirt sheets.
Okay.
The Al Jazeera of dirt sheets.
This article is called 5 Reasons Why WWE Should Not End the Brand Split After the Title Unification Match. It's not at all
in
what I
my
was looking for.
opinion.
And it's like, interest will dip. It's just so stupid. Oh, man. I'm trying to see. WWE Fresh.
You know what that's
All
called,
right.
Dan? And you might not know this because you're a boomer, but that's called clickbait.
Clickbait?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm trying to. Here, backstage update. This is from What Culture. Backstage on the future of WWE's brand split. How about that?
Fine.
Okay.
I bet you they reference Sportskeeda.
Here it says the
They
ongoing.
cite them.
The Usos should not be taken as the RK Bro and Usos feud should not be taken as an indication WWE brand split is coming to an end. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, they're gonna have a problem if they want Roman to hold this title for a year. No,
I don't really. Whatever. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. Whatever.
Yeah, you know,
I
because
mean-
I smashed them, man.
No, I
Who's
gone and done smashed it.
I done
Bruh.
smashed everybody.
Brock
I
Lesnar
done
smashed
smashed everybody.
Edge smashed him. I smashed Daniel Bryan to another company.
That's Sebastian Romaniscalco.
Sebastian Romaniscalco. What was it? Was that the other one you said?
No, the other one was
other
Macho. It was
Macho Man.
Sebastian Macho Maniscalco.
Macho.
Go make it to your table.
I mean, Sebastian Maniscalco sounds like Macho Man.
Yeah.
My grandma made me lasagna. I smashed the lasagna.
Lasagna. I
I
smashed
done smashed everybody.
That
Wise
sounds like
man. Wise man. Tell me why, wise man. Tell me why.
you guys sound like Little Rascals characters.
Guys,
I done smashed it.
what's going on over in New Japan, folks? No, but New Japan, I'm seeing like Will
Is this the New Japan
Ospreay-
detour?
This is the New Japan. Are you ready for the New Japan? Does that count as a detour? If we're talking about an actual wrestling product.
No, I don't mean, does it?
Didn't, I mean, we never.
New Japan in the way. New Japan in the way.
Yeah.
Cody did this thing during his entrance tonight, during the whoa part. He actually like did the whoa, and then the fireworks went off behind him.
And you came.
I said, like, it was like, whoa, man.
Wait,
That
Seth?
was no.
No. So wait, what's going on with New Japan? What did Will Ospreay do?
No. So Will Ospreay.
Is he still calling himself a sex pig?
I hope so. I love that.
He was. I mean, that was like his thing for a while. It was kind of weird.
Will Ospreay, he's a little sex pig, and he's been talking like how New Japan's fucking him over and stuff on Instagram and Twitter, and then also Kota Ibushi was also having a bunch of shit with New Japan, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're all talking about how they like the company fucks them over, and then you're like, yo, you two guys are both like guys who WWE will sign right now. You know what I mean? So.
Right.
Why? You know what I mean? I don't know.
Man,
I don't know
imagine
what. Will
Kota-
Ospreay is a guy where you're like, why would you not go to WWE?
I think if I'm remembering correctly, WWE wanted to sign Kota Ibushi.
Both of them. They
During the
offered Kota
CWC.
Ibushi
Yeah.
a contract during CWC.
Yeah.
They put him in the finals, and actually, him and Zack Sabre Jr. They all turned down contracts.
Yeah. But imagine Kota goes to WWE and not AEW. And the whole Kenny, like their whole boyfriend thing they got going on.
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
Well,
Someone's
that
heart's
brings me
gonna
to
get
my possible last topic of the day, which is Kenny Omega.
Okay.
And look, there's a lot for Kenny still in AEW. You
Yep.
know, like he still could have Punk feud. There's a lot more. We didn't see his Cole feud yet, which I'm sure people will pop for.
Mhm.
There's a lot to happen. Also, with the Forbidden Door opening, it makes Kenny even more interesting. So there's a lot to do. But man, I'm so interested if Kenny has any interest in WWE at this point.
Yeah.
He's getting to an age where it's the time to do it if he's gonna do it.
It would be a death blow. Maybe not the death blow, but
Yeah.
a death blow to AEW. If
Well, it's kind of
Omega
crazy
went
because
there.
he hasn't been around, and Cody's already been in WWE during his absence too. So like we're seeing the product without what it would exist like without Kenny Omega.
Right.
But we're not seeing what the product would exist like without Kenny Omega while he's in WWE on all the
Right.
fucking posters like Cody Rhodes is right now. And let me tell you something
Right.
right now. they have to be seeing that shit and being like, damn, like, fuck, no wonder why, like he's the
Yeah, but do you
guy.
think they're deluded enough to think that? Do you think that like Jungle Boy thinks that he could go to? I mean, that's a bad example. He probably could go to WWE and be over as fuck. But like,
No, it's not for
fucking-
it's not for everybody. What I'm
right.
saying is that like it's kind of crazy to see Cody on the face of all this. I don't think like
Oh, it's
the
massive. It's
layers
massive.
it just
Yeah.
keeps getting bigger and bigger. It's like at first it was like, oh, this is crazy. Cody's in WWE and it's like how are they gonna use him? And then he comes back and he has this whole thing, and then it's like, oh, he's doing the thing with giving the things to the kids and he's doing this stuff, and now it's like, oh, he's on the commercial, oh, he's on the posters, oh, he's like it just keeps going. It's just like
Oh, Tullo can't get over it. He can't I love
it's-
it. It's hard
it's-
to. I understand. It's
just so
every once in
crazy
a while it
and
hits
it's
me, you're
working.
like, wow. What's crazy about it is not that Cody's in WWE. It's the status that they put him at is
Right.
so high. The crazy thing with him is that if you watch, I recommend his Stone Cold interview. I think it's really good.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
gotta watch it.
Stone Cold's not a great interviewer. We know that. You know what I mean? It's not that he's.
So what was that like?
Well, he does exactly everything that he does on this show.
Yeah.
He does a lot of like he asks him things because he wants to tell him a similar thing that happened in his career.
Right.
And,
My favorite Zelda game.
yeah. That reminds me back in the day when it's like, I also left the company. Like he does a lot of that shit. But
You left the. Let me ask you a question. You left the company. I left the company. Let's talk about me for a second.
yeah. He can't help that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then also he always gets caught in just like fucking trivial shit. They literally comes in, he's like, so first thing I gotta ask you. He's like,
Yeah.
you're a watch guy, I'm a watch guy. And they're talking about watches. And they
First thing
literally-
right out the gate, I gotta know, how'd you find parking? Was it good outside? They got a sign out there that says you can't park there between 8 and 6 p.m. I think that's kind of like pretty much the whole day. I mean, it BS if you ask me. I'm like, where am I supposed to park? I mean, we're out here, West Hollywood, Westwood. There's nowhere to damn park. So I'm asking you right now, when you got here, was it easy to find? Do you have like an app that you use?
Oh my god. Literally what he does is I have to just make sure we say this on the podcast. He shows a clip. He's like, yo, you're a watch guy, I'm a watch guy. Let's go to the clip. And he shows a clip of him in the ring wearing an Omega watch that falls off his wrist and Undertaker steps on it. Like he's like, you like watches,
I
right?
see,
Here's
yeah,
an
yeah,
interesting
yeah.
watch story. I have my favorite watch, the Undertaker stepped on it.
As you can see here, I'm a bit of a watch aficionado
yeah.
myself. Famously known for watches, Stone Cold Steve Austin, both the man and the character.
But fucking Christ, a couple of really interesting things in this. One cool thing, but the point I brought this up, by the way, so I don't forget to say that, is you remember how Cody is so much more of a WWE guy than anything else? Like, yes, he was gone for 6 years, but he has a deep, deep history in WWE. We forget.
Oh, yeah.
He had like full, pretty over IC run, where he was dashing Cody Rhodes and he wore the mask and you could see it was clear. And you could see that his face wasn't fucked up at all. And, like all that stuff was, I remember when he was getting over with that stuff. And the mustache. It was the Stardust stuff where he started to tank. But he did have some highlights in WWE, which kind of you remember,
Right.
And then he tells a story where when he was
Wait,
wrestling.
I wasn't watching during that time.
Yeah.
Was Stardust before all the like normal Cody Rhodes stuff or after?
After.
That's insane.
So that's
That's
insane. He
insane.
talks about because says, yeah.
But the Stardust. It's amazing that the Stardust stuff seemingly completely erased that like version of Cody from
Well,
like the
it was
psyche.
supposed to be like a quick tag with his brother. There'll be a tag team, and he's gonna be
Right.
Stardust for a little bit. And then WWE just kept making him do it, you
Right.
know, because they're probably like, "Oh, the kids like it. You're wearing face paint, and like
Yeah,
we
it's
don't have
fun.
anything else for you, you know." And he probably thought it was cool because it was like kind of an homage to his dad, Stardust, you know.
Yeah.
And and he got to dress like Gold Dust for a little bit, But then after a while, he's like, yeah, it's not what I want to be doing. They wouldn't let him stop doing it, And
It's like Eli Roth's the clown movie, but it's Stardust paint. Like it won't come off one day. It's like
right. It's interesting because a lot of the one thing I noticed, same thing when when CM Punk left, and I'll tell you the Stone Cold story after with the thing. One thing I noticed is when I watched CM Punk talk about leaving. I don't remember the interview he did with Colt Cabana, maybe the podcast, and then you watch this. The common denominator of all this stuff is like a lack of communication with Vince, and I don't know if that comes from I don't know the culture there, but it's always like Cody literally said, he was like, I had a conversation with Vince when he was re-signing, and he's like, we should have had that conversation 6 years ago. And you're like, man, why are these combos not happening? And then CM Punk was like, all these things. He was like, I never said any of this stuff to Vince. He was like, I just did my duty. I followed along. And then Triple H in an interview said, he was interviewed, and I believe him now. Now, after seeing enough Punk after leaving, Triple H said in an interview, he was like, because they would get asked about Punk, and he's like, he was pretty quiet. He never, I know he complains a lot, but he really kept to himself, and I didn't know any of the shit that he was mad about,
Right.
And I only maybe believe Triple H, weirdly, So I don't know what it is where there's this communication where they got to go, people just leave over just telling Vince the thing, And sometimes I'm like, that might be a little on you, Maybe you could have spoke up.
Yeah, but it also could
I don't know.
like,
it's just a theory. That's all I'm saying.
Austin theory?
Vince, it's just an Austin theory, but like
it was very over with Vince.
Maybe Vince is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I'm sure he's unapproachable. It's like you hear stories about like Lorne Michaels and shit. Like people leave SNL and they're like, yeah, there was no way I could
rather
ever
not even bring it up.
whatever.
Like, why would you want to? You know what I mean? Like, you're signing up for some fucking insane septuagenarian.
I mean, he
fucking scream at you. Like,
yeah, I mean, he fed a line into Corey Graves. Oh, call him unprofessional. I can't believe these bitches. That's probably what he said. Call them unprofessional right now. Everybody needs to know they're unprofessional. And he probably, that's a real thing that probably happened. And Corey Graves is like, fuck, they're unprofessional.
Yeah, ultimately, my point is that I don't understand why. I can't. I would just be speaking third, outside party. But I do notice the pattern of like, here's a combo we should have had a while ago, And so
yeah, but the common denominator is Vince.
Yeah, of course, and yeah, and not being able to communicate with him. I mean, he's running a publicly traded $1 billion company, like a sole proprietorship, So obviously that's not going to be that easy. But so the cool thing Cody talks about is he said that like he was wrestling in Long Beach, probably that show I was at when he wrestled Okada. Yeah, I was there, New Japan. Sat next to Kevin Caprillion, Jabroniak. Appreciate he rocks the cow. He watched the cow shirt in a lot of his sketch videos. Check him out.
Love that.
Cody wrestled Okada. It was the first New Japan show on American soil, I believe, or maybe in a long time. I'm not sure, but whatever. That was when Kenny won the United States title. I saw that. Anyway, Stone Cold was there apparently, which I didn't know, because he came on down from Aqua Dulce. And he came up to Cody in the parking lot and was like telling him he was digging all the shit
he's like, now this is a park. Like, look at all the parking spots they got here. This is incredible. You can find parking anywhere, right? You can park over here. You can park over there. I mean, goddamn.
Yeah.
I
think he thought it was kind of amazing. He's like, I'm getting the attention of Stone Cold after leaving WWE. You know what I mean?
What if Stone Cold couldn't say Omega Watch because every time he went to go say Omega, he said, oh, hell yeah, instead?
I had an oh, hell yeah watch. I had an oh, hell yeah.
I had an oh, hell yeah. It's called an oh, hell yeah. It's a Movado.
It's a Mo hell yeah Vado.
Oh man.
It's his
Well-
fucking Tweety Bird.
Yeah.
or whatever it is.
All right,
The
last
fucking-
thing I'll say.
Or Porky Pig. Beep.
Last thing I'll say is,
Oh, hell
what if
yeah.
what if Seth comes dressed as Stardust at Hell in a Cell?
I mean, it would be fine, but like it should be
Okay.
Getting.
It's not my
mentioned.
preference, but it would be fun. He did that with the Shield thing, so I think it makes sense for him.
And he
to
did
do.
it with Mysterio that one time too, or the purple. gear.
Listen, the only argument to make
Listen.
about why what they're doing with Seth is good is because Seth is eating pins right now. So why not have him be like a little cookie, right?
If Cody is truly the next John Cena, he will ironically detach.
Yeah.
And he will say to Seth, "Look at you. They've turned you into a Stardust. You don't make any sense.
Oh.
You're dressed like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Oh.
You are
The drip
what,
god.
Yeah,
what
you should be like-
I
You should go join the Bullet Club right now
Yeah.
and get smack some sense into you.
yeah. No, I'm saying like, he should be like, look at you, bro. Look at you're
How many times do it? How many times do I have to beat you? You know, like
Right.
Yo, Seth's entrance at Mania was like a joke. It was so stupid. He had like a choir of like purple,
Kids.
like sheep, like Party City. They were all had like Party City. Like,
Yeah.
They looked like they were on the dance floor of
of
an
bar mitzvah.
bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
Right?
It looked
Yeah,
like
they had,
the- it
blow
looked
up
like a-
saxophones.
the final scene in Sister Act 2.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Father, Father, oh, we adore thee.
Kathy Najimy's there. It's great.
Yeah, it's just like, But anyway, fucking Christ, man. Wrestling, I mean,
Fucking Christ.
just wrestling is geared.
Jesus fucking Christ. Wrestling.
Fucking Christ, dudes. Interesting shit going on. Well, shit, I forgot to mention this, but AJ and Finn as a tag team, I mean,
Yeah, they can't. They, no matter what they do, they can't do that right. So there's no way that's gonna work.
why not just make AJ the IC champion for like a year or something, right?
Yeah.
Like just something, right? Like what? Literally, Finn had that U.S. title for like 4 seconds.
Yeah,
Like,
force.
Finn and AJ are like big talents, big names.
Yeah.
And man, they're like, I don't know. I would like to see them do better shit.
Nick, let me ask you a question before we sign off.
Sure.
It's cool that they got.
Do
Liv
these
with
work? Are these
No.
links eventually?
No, they're nothing. They're just that's.
They just say you're just advertising like Twitter is a social media platform.
Yeah, he's
well, like
he
we're
was-
on it. We should be saying like, hey, follow. Go to the YouTube page.
Shouldn't it say though, like our Twitter and then our Instagram and our YouTube? Like, should it have the link?
Probably, but I had these things, so I put them on, and I think they look pretty cool.
Yeah. But it's sort of just like these
Yeah.
are like, hey, YouTube exists. You can
Yeah.
watch cool videos on that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
this is Tullo's list of in order of what he wants Elon Musk to buy.
Yeah. He already has Twitter. Check. Next is Instagram,
They put
bitches.
that on hold. They
And
put that on
then
hold.
we're gonna get YouTube.
Oh man. God, I was watching Bill Maher the other night, and I was like, man, if some wrestler could pull off a Bill Maher gimmick,
Uh-huh.
like I don't know what that exactly
Smarmy-
looks like, but my
a s-
brain was going there, like.
A smarmy cruise missile limo.
Yeah, his name is The
Yeah,
Miz.
just being like, someone's just like, you're gonna like, they're gonna like, I'm gonna beat you. They're like, oh, you're gonna beat me. Okay,
Really?
really? You know what I mean? You're gonna beat me.
Oh, because I thought I was the better wrestler.
Like if someone could tap into like what he does at
The Miz,
new
the Miz
rules-
could do that probably.
Yeah, the Miz could do it, but the Miz doesn't need anything.
I know, but he could pull it off.
Someone could do something like new rules, like a panel segment, like sitting at the table,
Yeah.
and then they just make like great points, which is like, it's they're like, who they're wrestling. I don't know. Give me a wrestler they're wrestling.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, you're like, and Shinsuke Nakamura, do you really want this guy to be your Intercontinental Champion? I mean, let's go through it.
Yeah.
He lost at WrestleMania. His pants are so baggy that, frankly, they have their own zip code. Like that, like that kind of delivery, like something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
That'd be so, make it like politically charged.
Right.
And when it comes down to it, is he the best for the job? I mean, he's barely a draw. He's been, he's
Yeah,
out
yeah.
of shape, and I'm here, and I'm great. So next time when you turn on your show and you're thinking, man, I wish the IC title were in better hands, think of me. All right, that was our show. Like that, right? Like something like that.
Always
you know what I mean?
rapping like way before the show's over. Like, thank you.
Sweet. Well, another fun, like one of my buddies has just started on SmackDown, writing at SmackDown. So
Oh, nice.
Should be pretty cool for him. So congratulations to him. I'm not
Congratulations.
saying his
Yeah.
name
That sounds
'cause I
like
don't know.
not
That place
too
is
good
so
a deal for that
weird.
guy.
They're like, I don't want to say his name. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
maybe that's a problem. I don't know. All right, should we get out of here or what?
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, we
Wrap
got
it up.
anything to promote?
No.
Yes, I got.
Dan, you got
I got a
shows?
bunch of shows in LA. Like if you're in LA, come support my shows. I doing a bunch of work, producing shows. I got a show. Me and Christina have a show on this Friday, 5:20 at the Virgil here in Los Angeles. You can get tickets. It's called Comedy Pole Show. It's great comedians. We got Hannah Einbonder from Hacks. She plays Ava on Hacks. We got John Daly, who's just the fucking funniest guy at Comedy Bang Bang, everything. Kroll Show, Curb Your Enthusiasm, fucking hilarious guy. He's on the show. It's so great comedians and also awesome acrobatic pole dancers. It's a great show. Comedy Pole Show. Check that out. comedypoleshow.eventbrite.com. That's Friday at the Virgil. Awesome bar to just hang out at. Anyway, check that out. Then Saturday night, I got the Last Improv Show. You can get tickets for that. If you're in LA and you want to support, this is the first time. I literally rented my own theater and I'm putting up this show. Like, I know for years we do shows at theaters that have, they like kind of like tell you what they want and we can get booked on that, to put it into simplest terms. Like they have an artistic director and this and that. And I'm doing my own thing, making my own indies, if you will. Also still performing at other theaters as well, but I was like, I want to do my own thing too. So support that. Go to lastimprovshow.eventbrite.com. All that just goes to support the performers. We literally just rent the space. You're supporting a local indie theater. Got Abby Jacobson from Broad City doing the monologues. Also, like, literally top-notch improvisers on the show. Mary Holland's on the show, who's on senior year right now. You can watch that streaming on Netflix. Check that out right now before Netflix goes out of business. That's the word in the street right now. But no, that movie's really funny. Written by my buddy Brandon Scott Jones, who's on our June 6th show, which you could also check out. So a ton of stuff. Check out at Last Improv Show to get details for that show, and check out at Comedy Pole Show. If you're in LA, come out and support. Sweet.
We love that.
Yeah.
We love that journey for Dan.
We love that journey for you, folks. All right, everybody. Wow, wrestling's fun right now, isn't it?
We're back,
Everybody.
bitches.
Keep watching wrestling. Kisses.
Eat my ass.
Record.